Never in all of the streaming or anything else that I've done have I ever wanted to do a mulligan so badly. Stop the stream and start over. Oh man, I was clicking around while the start soon screen was going, and I noticed that YouTube has, or should I say OBS Live, has actually fixed a long-running UI problem that I have with OBS integrated with YouTube. And that is that the chat box that goes into OBS now has dark mode. Used to be like an extra stage light or something because it was always in light mode all the time. But now the integration of stream elements into OBS, or OBS.live, supports dark mode YouTube chat. Finally. What is up, everybody? This is Jay, aka MultimediaJay. We're going to fire up some ESO. It's about time I had some fun instead of talking about things that are stressing people out on the internet. So, first order of business, there's a couple of things that have changed gaming-wise with my gaming setup since the last time I did a decent amount, since the last time we did this. First, it's a lock for mechanical keyboards. Watch the darn silverware that's left over from the last time I ate something. Yeah, so it's a lock for mechanical keyboards. So these are replacement keycaps. These are HyperX keycaps for the ASIO keyboard. And they work, interestingly enough. It's interesting that, depending on the dimensions of your keyboard, you can buy replacement keycaps and have them work, even if they're for a different brand of mechanical keyboard. Nice. Also, after doing all the experimenting with mice, as you've been seeing going on in the videos on this channel, I've homed in on Logitech G as my gaming mouse of choice. So all those PicTacs are pretty nice and whatnot, but they're going to be relegated to laptops and the project area. Of course, I do have the Microsoft mouse, so that'll be good for the new laptop. But by and large, it was a nice experiment with cheap mice and whatnot to see how many of them could be hardware, equivalents to the IntelliMouse Explorer without paying for a brand like a Razer DeathAd or something like that, spending way too much for a computer mouse. But I think those years are over. I think, at the $30 mark, this G mouse is pretty decent. It's got some nice software supporting it, can save to the memory and take it to other computers, and just the feel and how light it is and everything. It's a light mouse, very ergonomic, more ergonomic than the PicTacs or even the IntelliMouse Explorer. I think as a gaming brand, Logitech has definitely matured. We'll just see how the stuff on the bottom goes, because that's the traditional Achilles heel when I've tried using Logitech gaming mice. And also, does this stuff start getting sticky because it's the rubbery coating? It's another chemical breakdown issue I have with various gaming peripherals. And also, let's do some sub notifications that have been going on for the last couple of weeks. I've had them turned off for a while, but I decided to have my Twitch settings be stricter than my YouTube settings. Knox, thank you for the sub. I think I mentioned that in an earlier stream. 3KATV, thank you for the sub. Spencer, thank you for the sub on YouTube. John, thank you for the sub on YouTube. It's going off the edge. Gotta make that bigger. And Ryan, thank you for the sub. Now we've got something to test with to make this bigger because it's clipping. Yeah, we shall fix that. Maybe play them through again later on and things like that. All right. ESO didn't... Yeah, no, it didn't. Let's turn the sound back on for ESO and let's get going. As the various streamers over elsewhere would say, let's go! There's talk about ESO and the like. And you know what? This can actually get people... See here. Make sure things are in the right place. This can actually get people... Player housing can get people playing ESO for longer. The other big announcement that I should probably mention is that I have upgraded my ESO subscription to an annual subscription. It'll be billed annually. Never done that with an MMO before. But considering I've never canceled my sub to ESO, even when playing other games, just let the crowns pile up, might as well take the discount on the annual subscription. So, first MMO I've ever had to be like that. Now, let's talk about what's going on with Pantherfang and get to work on what's next for me in this game. Check it out. The remnants of the old bridge looking kind of weird aside. Carpeted, lit hallway instead of what looked like a sewer. Sure, in certain spots where the carpeting didn't cover everything, you can see the boardwalk, and you can look underneath and see the water underneath it all, especially over here by the castle. Whoa. Clouded over. It looked a lot nicer when I started. Oh, yeah. There it is. It's raining. I went live, and it started raining. Woo! Whatever. Classic problem that I have with streaming. Oh, man. So, yeah, here we are. This is the Undercroft, and it is carpeted. You know, like if someone makes a basement look nice or something. All thanks to the Khajiit platforms, being able to run on those because you fall through the rugs. So, you can still see in the spots where the rugs didn't cover that it's Khajiit platform with water underneath. Can you see that? No, actually the masonry's under half of it, but now we can just do this. There, see? A nice little boardwalk built on top of everything. Makes no sense but hey, it's a video game. What are you going to do? There are other platforms that I can get besides the Khajiit platforms to change the material so it's not wood underneath the carpeting. But we'll get that some other time. I've just been finding out lately, oh, it's thundering out now. And I got some common lanterns up here. I have to do a crap ton of daily quests. An absolute crap ton of daily quests to get the materials to keep decorating this castle. So when I'm watching streamers, that's what I'm going to do. When I'm watching streamers, that's what I'm going to do. Come out here. We come to the ramp, over to the dock. And I think I want to actually put 2 ramps in here so it's easier to get out of the water when you fall in. Just can't find a good spot to put them because we have to put them between all the barrels. And it is raining like crazy now. See. There's got to... Oh, it's one of those cases where it's raining while the sun is out. Interesting that that weather pattern that you get in real life from time to time is happening in ESO. Next question. Swimming patio. Next up, the swimming patio. That's too loud. Set the Yeti Nano audio down to minus 2.5 decibels. There we go. I think the release is too short. Hold on a second. We can make this a little better. Filters. So it's the compressor. The release is set to 500 milliseconds. But if we put it down to like 130 milliseconds... Or we can just bring up the amount of compression. So it's 250 to 1 now. Set the release to 500 milliseconds, which is a half second of no saying anything. Let's get this right. Let's turn up the compression. So now it jumps down. Let's see, how about 5 to 1? Yeah, so 5 to 1 drops it way down, but that's... Let's do 250, and let's do a lower decibel. So it'll drop down even low. Oh, that's what it is. And then then 0 doesn't do anything. All right, let's set it to minus 24 decibels. So when I'm talking, it goes down to minus 24. But it gets loud again when I'm done. Check 1, 2, check 1, 2. Now take it down a little further. How about minus 28? Check. See, it should pop down about a half an inch. Now it's doing that. So we'll leave this at minus 28 and hope it doesn't sound too terrible afterwards. There's also some volume leveling going on with the computer, so we'll keep that in mind as well. All right, UI is on, right? Yep, we got to do some stuff here. Figure out what we're doing next. Some of it's going to require it to be nighttime, though, because I wanted to hang up some Breton sconces. I have some extra Breton sconces to put on the walls. There we go. Here's this place looking nice as always. The court is over here. The royal court is over here, although I should probably flip it the other. I should spin all these guys around, so that way you run from the side, and you don't have, like, people blocking you off like that. Do I still have them all linked together, where I could just spin them all at once? See. No, it actually was linked. The entire court was linked to this. Yeah, so let's unlink it. Unlink, unlink, unlink. Let's unlink all of these folks from when we moved everything, set it to just the court, and then spin the court around. We'll even leave the... We'll play musical chairs. Basically, everything that's green we want to turn off. So, unlink. Unlink. Turn everything off that's green. All right. Now, let's link everything to this. The rug... the NPCs, and the local area furniture, as well as the Augur of the Obscure, which glows green, so it's a bit hard to see. And then spin it like 180 degrees. I think we'll leave the light fixture in place and just move it if it clips somebody. Link, link, and link. And then link that bench. Now let's give it a good spin. We'll move the lighting if it's... We'll move the lighting later. Let's get out of that. So to get the main one, let's click this. Alright. You probably don't need the fine thing to do that. Well, that was easier than I thought, but where'd the rug go? Escape. Alright, let's try that again. Precision edit. Rotate mode. Make it like a really slow merry-go-round. That is a little too slow. Set the units up to 1 degree of rotation. There we go. That way we can keep the carpet around. And we just set it up like this instead and move the lights a little. Let's see. Is that a little too far over? Yeah, we should move a little closer. So set it to move mode. Hold down the move button. Oh, this is set... The move button, or move, is set to like 1 degree. Set it over to here. That looks good, and we don't have to move any of the lighting. Drop that. Of course, the table's a little off-center, so let's link, unlink, 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 unlink. Dark link. No. Unlink. Unlink everything. Set it back to normal. Woo! Let's see this. Unlink the Augury of the Obscure. It's that darn tapestry that's getting in the way. Unlink all of that. Unlink this. And that's it. Now we should be able to just move the table without moving everything. Precision edit. I think it's 1 and 3. 1 and 3. Move it over. 2 and 4 will actually take care of it. To center the table over the rug. Rotate. Spin it around too so it kind of faces the NPCs a little better. Like that. Doesn't make any sense, but hey. It's a video game. See here. So we got this. We got the torches we can put up. Here's the cat's just chilling. Cat's just chilling. We still got the banners on the walls that are designed for outdoors, so they move all by themselves. And we've got some lights to install. We'll need Khajiit. We're gonna need some Khajiit stuff for that. Oh, hey, cool. So even though I can't sign into this yet to actually chat in the OBS thing, I can actually look at it and see it on the screen, so that part of it's working. Nice. Looking at Raspberry Pi stuff, because my friend gifted me some stuff. Pimp My Crib ESO edition. Well, that's the whole point of all of this, is because you got games like World of Warcraft, like, how can we get people to play WoW more and keep their subs going? Well, player housing is certainly giving me plenty to do. Absolutely. I'm not even playing the game. I'm just trying to decorate this house. So while I've been watching other streamers, I've been working on... Whoops, I don't want to go outside. Oh, the rain's clearing up. Now it's going to have some real nice, looks to it and whatnot. Go down here. Yeah, while this has been going on, I actually haven't been playing the game. I still haven't beaten the expansion yet. I was decently into the quest, then I had to go do some side quests, then I bought this castle, and now I want to decorate it. So, it's a fun thing with ESO. You don't have content expiring like you do in World of Warcraft. I also, oh yeah, I should probably mention, I set up this bench with all the music boxes, and any more I get from the Crown Store, and I'll just add them to this table. There's nothing really all that interesting in terms of music, because I don't listen to a lot of the in-game music, but there's a couple of music boxes I could get. What do I have for crowns right now? I mean, I'd like to get 550. Hold on a second. I think I can actually get the music box of the original startup theme. That would be cool. See, furniture? Furniture, there we go. Oh, there's a house guest, too, for 800. I don't need a smithy, though, as another house guest. Malakath's Chosen, Subterranean Sonata. This is Oh, Sirabene the Warlock. Gimme. Another one of those silly little miniatures that I can never find places for. So, come on, get off the screen. Let me type in the search box. Whatever. Music. Box. Yeah, Blood and Glory. I think that's it. The Liberation of Leowin. Oh, it's 800. Well, in 2 days, this is let's see. Well, this is just the original startup screen theme. Some people have it in their house. I just don't yet. I built a little... It's like me in Minecraft. I built a little cabin with a skylight, and it was cool. Yeah, except this doesn't have graphics from 1995. Yeah. I can't make fun of Minecraft, though. I really can't. I mean, I did play Microsoft Hover for Windows 95, and I thought that was high-end back then. It's like, whoa, it's in very blocky 3D. But yeah, well, the fun part with this is that the graphics, I think, have improved, because this is from the current expansion. So you're talking stuff that came out... You're talking stuff that came out after the console-enhanced version of this game was released for the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. Whereas, let's actually go back to, as soon as my UI turns back on, please don't let that be another bug. Let's go back to the Daggerfall Overlook, which is another... these headphones work pretty well sometimes, that I don't know whether I accidentally turned the sound system back on or not. Set off the Daggerfall Overlook. I don't think I can run ESO with the GT1030. Maybe in low mode. The Delosauruses with GTX 1050 Ti can run it in medium mode. You might be looking at low mode or something. But let me actually check that. I might want to change my browser back to MultimediaJay as well while we're at it, since I have different logons in Chrome depending on whether I need some other specific settings here. Maybe just head over to GT 1030 versus 1050 Ti. What is the performance difference on there? So you have user benchmark. Yeah, let's go with the user benchmark one. The difference in effective performance, 115%. All right, yeah, you're probably talking low mode. I have a 3700X, so it could work. I would love to see an APU run this game and see how good it runs. There's a new desktop Ryzen APU that was supposed to come out. Yeah, this isn't too bad. But if we look at some of the textures real close, it looks like, you know, this is from the 2014 part of the game. I don't know. It is supposed to be medieval Breton type stuff here. I got more of those knight statues with the big swords. A mixture of braziers, though, because I was experimenting with stuff. Otherwise, yeah, well, this is pretty OG Elder Scrolls Online. Let's take a look at the masonry work inside this thing. Yeah, I suppose it's... could be a little sharper. I mean, look at these textures. 5000, 5700G. Yeah, and the fun part is I don't think it's just going to be OEM this time. Yeah, I mean, look at these textures. It might as well be from, like, the Nintendo 64 or something. Alright. The thing, I got to figure out what to do with this place now. I mean, it could be the case that I'll just have a home to go to and save the game. All of my player houses have essential services in them. It's the big castles and whatnot that kind of feel like a home for the heroes. So, I mean, I did deck everything out with all this stuff way back when, and some of the stuff like the dragon treasure over there replicates between the various places. But yeah, this is more OG and stuff. So maybe, you know, when I'm over in Daggerfall, you know, I could set everything up here. Of course, with the new subscription plan, I'm going to get like 20,000 crowns once a year. So I could theoretically buy a castle every year when I get the annual stipend until I have them all. How much do they all cost? Like 17 grand? Not that. How much do they cost? Like 17 grand or so? Not collected. Actually, you want to go to the Crown store so we can sort by notable. Houses, notable homes. Pariah's Pinnacle. That's the orc place in the mountains. The Cold Harbor Surreal Estate. That is empty. This is the sort of place where well, we might as well just go for a little... Let's ditch the paladin armor, put on some more formal wear, and head out. And head out and check some of those places out. It's Daedric Cold Harbor stuff, so... Alright. So... Now let's go to the Crown one. Let's check all these places out. So Cold Harbor Surreal Estate. I've seen some people use this for art projects and storage. They don't look bad. I've seen worse. Yeah, so this is part of Cold Harbor. Molag Ball's part of Oblivion, so it's going to be blue. There's also a new player house in the Deadlands as well. So let's see. Here it is. I don't think it gets much better if we furnish it. Do you even have the option of it? No, it isn't. It's literally just a slab of rock in the middle of Oblivion. Yep. Good old Cold Harbor. Of course, if you have an evil character, this is a great place for an evil lair. can't even mount in the location. Some people use this as storage space for extra furnishings they can't find something to do with. I mean, it is a huge island way the heck up in the sky. Oh, yep, and you just fall off to your doom. Yep. So the thing is, though, with all of this space in the middle, I could actually build a structure with those platforms and see how meaningful of a structure I could build on this property if I really wanted to do all of that. Let's go back to notable homes. Houses, notables. Notable, there we go. Daggerfall Overlook, Earth Tear Cavern, Ebonheart Chateau. These are all like 12 to 13,000 each. Serenity Falls Estate, the Observatory Prior. So this one is the Ebonheart. Which one is for the Aldmeri Dominion? Was it this? Nedic Ruins, that's in Craglorn. That's not it. Not the Moon Sugar Met. It has to be really expensive. Reaper's March. No, that can't be it. Because Daggerfall Overlook is the castle for the Daggerfall Covenants. Ebonheart Chateau is for the Ebonheart Pact. What is the big castle that the Aldmeri Dominion could get? It's the three ones that give you the Lord title. ESO Lord title. You get that when you have something. Lord or Lady. Let's see. Daggerfall Overlook. Well, that's the Daggerfall Covenant version of it. Trophy and achievement. Obtain our Daggerfall Overlook. Oh, I think there might be other achievements. Yeah, there's other achievements related to housing for the various things here. Let's see. Set it to housing? I'm just looking it up. Decorating to property, I think. Lord or Lady is for Daggerfall Overlook. Countess is when you have that. Ah, Clan Father. So it's Khajiit based for the Aldmeri Dominion. So Serenity Falls Estate is actually the Aldmeri Dominion's notable place. So you have this place, which let's preview it as furnished. For 15,000 crowns. Should have dark elf stuff all over the place. Yep, there we go. So in the ugly part of Morrowind. It's probably decked out with all kinds of dark elf furniture. Yeah, you got a nice little barbecue pit here. Interesting though, they chose dark elf with the Nords being as popular as they are. Of course, they can always roll out DLC places for that. Now, so you got this place down here, and I really don't understand the layout of this because there's no real tie to like historical fantasy or anything. Let's see, little lanterns. Oh, looks like a good place for a villain. With all the angles and stuff like that. What happens if you go up to the top? Yeah, it does look like a rather evil castle, but it's a chateau. That's not bad. All of these are tied to the PvP factions. So this would be Ebonheart Pact, and then, of course, Daggerfall Covenant, and the Aldmeri Dominion. Yeah, run through the barbecue pit. Off to the courtyard. Reminds me of Japanese or Asian. Yeah, there's some inspiration for that there. Speaking of which, if you're looking for inspiration in that respect, there's also Guild Wars 2 End of Dragons is going to be based in Cantha, which has that aesthetic going as well. About time. Cantha's been out of the game since the original Guild Wars. See. Head on through. What's this? The Chateau Tower. What does this look like when it's equipped with stuff? Oh, you just go here and you go to the Overlook. Yeah, it's one of those cheat towers and stuff like that. Well, at least it's not raining here because the adverse environment here is sandstorms. Yeah, but this is very much in Dark Elf territory. Lava, ash storms, the whole 9 yards. That's Great House Redoran. Serenity Falls Estate. Aldmeri Dominion. What do they get? I just find it interesting that the High Elves don't just monopolize the heck out of everything. See, Serenity Falls Estate. This is a little nicer. The fun part about this area is that it has a swimming area. So we have this. I think I've actually seen... There was a guild I joined where the guild master turned one of these into a guild hall. And then just went to one of their other houses for, you know, private getaways and stuff like that. Something you see, too, with, well, we should set it to furnished. In Reaper's March, which is Khajiit Terrace. Do I have to click... No, I had to click preview. That's why there was no furniture. Hold on a second. Head outside. We might want to go back to the Ebonheart place, then. Never actually clicked the button to switch it over to where it is actually loaded up with stuff. Purchase options. Set it to furnished. Preview. Now the place is decked out. There we go. We'll go back to the Ebonheart place then. Just been so long since I previewed houses like this because I'm so involved with the Pantherfang one. Look at that. This is a place for, you know, crafting and maybe your stable or something like that. Much like the Pantherfang Chapel, there's this nice sunny swimming area over here. I can imagine the social events and whatnot for the role-playing, stuff like that. Yeah, let's go into the house now that it's furnished. We'll go check out the Dark Elf place, too, and it won't look so much like a drab little dungeon. Yeah, this is cool. Cute little Khajiit couches and stuff like that. Luxury couches and everything. There's the courtyard. Master bedroom is... That's the servants' quarters. Where's... Oh, around the corner. Yeah, I'm not so sure about the layout of this place. I think it has a balcony, though. Nice. That nice little overlook, and you can put stuff out here like statues and stuff like that. Let's go set the Ebonheart Chateau to furnished and see what that looks like, since there actually is the option here. So you set my chat, in-game chat, to nothing. People are trying to recruit for groups. Could go help some guildies in some of these guilds. The thing is, you know, they're always doing this when I'm streaming, and, you know, it's quiet when I'm not. So let's see. Let's actually click the button this time. When furnished, why didn't it... Hold on. Unfurnished. Preview. I don't know why the guy drew his sword like that. Preview. Does this look different? Maybe some extra trees or something? Trees and shrubs and inside the chateau. Oh, this is better. Yeah, here we go. This makes a lot more sense. You have your fire pit there. Basically, barbecue. Dark Elf barbecue. Head downstairs. What do we have down here now? Yeah, places to meet, study, da-da-da. While all the crazy weather goes on outside. And upstairs? Yeah, bedrooms and stuff like that. Well, that's the chateau anyways. Alright, let's see. Is it nighttime? No, it's not nighttime yet. Let's get back to the Pantherfang place. This is what's driving most of what I'm doing in this game, so let's see what we want to do next. Could also level medium armor as well to continue setting that up. I'm curious if I could set up some PvP for this guy now that there's spell damage associated with medium armor. Go in and stealth in the Imperial City or Cyrodiil and see if I can come up with a PvP build that actually works. Yep, so there we go. We come back here, and it's a carpeted hallway with lights. Even though this is where there's water, and you can actually see where the optical illusion rug that I placed through the gate gives way to the water that was originally there. It's like a badly made Nintendo 64 stage. And of course, he floats up until he's on top of it again once he gets inside. I'm actually curious, though, because this is something you activate. Can I take something? Give me an orc platform, and let's put it over the door. I just want to see this. If there's a way I can make it not look like a portcullis, make it... See if I can make a fake door that you can still click on, and it'll act like a real door. So, give me one of those orc platforms that I can never find a use for. Let's see. Around like this, up like that, and into the wall. See. Wait, nope. Let's put that up there. I'm too used to the fine-tuning way of putting stuff there. So, around like this, up like this, and let's put it into the wall. Turn off surface drag. Oops. I just got stuck. No, let's just do that. No, I sort of got stuck. Let's just do it this way. Like this. Huge board coming out of the floor. 2, 3, 4. Just to test it out. Put this big board, like, just over the door like that. Can I still click on the... Yes, I can! So if I can make something that looks... Go through there. What happens when you come back the other way? So, make something that looks like a fake door. Make something that looks like a fake door. He's walking through walls. Let's see. Can I... How do I... Great. Now, how do I pick that thing back up? Use the retrieve menu. See. I'll just undo it. Undo. There we go. Is there something in the crown thing that looks like a fake door? Campfire. It'd probably be under structure. Doorways! Look at that! There, yeah! Leowin Door Castle for 820 crowns. Look at this. Oh no, Jay is teleporting. A fake door! And you can close it, so it's a fake door. So you can put this on like a gate or something. I just wonder if there's a way to disable it so it doesn't open. Because I think that would fit and kind of jam it in so it covers the portcullis. But it would cost 1,400 crowns to make that happen. I wonder if there's a way... Is there a recipe that I can make in-game and then make it look like a fake door that way? Tamriel Trade Center. See, I got a link to it in my MultimediaJay browser thingy here. Door. Leowin Door wooden. What is it made from, though? Leowin Door Castle. You can actually put a Dark Brotherhood door on there. Our data is collected by the community. So for 500,000 gold a pop, I can buy Leowin doors. Makes me wonder what the recipe's gonna be. Leowin door recipe. Is there even a recipe for that? ESO MMO fashion. I should actually put the website browser thingy in here. Let's see. There we go. Requires... It's a woodworking station here. So it's from the Leowin reward coffer. So you can... Can you get a recipe to this, though? Well, let's see. Leowin Door Castle. Let me just start typing that like I'm going to search for that. Blueprint. Leowin Door Castle. Let's see. 420,000 gold is the cheapest, and it very easily rockets up to the 1,000,000 gold mark. The cheapest one posted 12 minutes ago for the blueprint is 420,000 gold. 420 grand. There we go. And that's this door right here. That's 820 crowns a pop. I wish I could preview that and actually see it look. I wish I could preview this. I wonder if there's a way to lock it so that people can't interact with it. And then jam that into the wall so it looks like a door. I've never been this excited about fake doors, but you consider maybe put something over this too so you don't have these little dungeon bars because that's where the water was. So I've already got an optical illusion rug. I have an optical illusion rug here, but you can see who the water picks up because that's where the furniture ends because I turned off clipping and jammed it through the wall. So we'll put a fake door here. You can still click on it, basically, and go through it. And just make one on the other side, too. So make 2 of those Leowin doors. I think I gotta make me some gold. Make me like 1,000,000 gold and go buy that recipe. That's a lot of crafting dailies. And by the time I'm done with the crafting dailies... then by the time by the time I get 1,000,000 gold from crafting dailies, I'll probably have a crap ton of materials to work with. Shoot, I've been grinding dailies while watching streams lately. Ugh, the addiction. The addiction. It's pretty awesome here. All right, suit up and go do some stuff. Plus, we gotta level up we gotta level up the armor anyways. Lose that and lose this silly hat. There's enough being formal about things. Get down to business. Alright, is it dark out yet? Sort of. I suppose while we're at it, we might as well take a look at the improvements to the chapel. So I've actually started working on that as well to make it similar to the cathedral project. Yeah, so here we are. Fountain inside the door. Fountain inside the door. Need tons of Alanor dailies to make pews. And of course, the alien table looks like an altar. Put a Breton tablecloth clipped into it, so it looks like some kind of way of decorating it. And a copy of the 9 Commands of the 8 Divines from the local bookstores, things like that, along with candles. I eventually want to get rid of all the torches and just have quiet lights in here. If this is supposed to be a place of quiet reflection. So you maybe come in here, turn the fountain off. And the thing is, too, it's a sunny day out. Look at the stained glass when you turn the graphics up. I got a really good screenshot the other day. The stained glass changes direction, too, depending on whether it's morning or evening. Yeah, you play a bunch of divine spellcasters and whatnot. The thing I need, though, I need ZeniMax to come up with a solution to the game not writing to its text files, so I can turn on, or I need to edit the text file, turn on Magic Carpet, and go up to the ceiling and install lights in those things up top, like what I did in the cathedral. Yeah, that's the only way you can get up there. Otherwise, you gotta wing it placing furnishings from way down here. I'm gonna sneak. Yeah, otherwise you gotta wing it way down here. The only real way to get it right is to go up there with a flying carpet and be up there in the air, so you can actually look at the roof directly and look down and like, oh, I'm way up in the air. But if we go to the cathedral, there's some really good examples of that. But yeah, the magic carpet. Ooh, there's something new. Yeah, I got that collectible earlier. If we go to the cathedral, the Grand Sigic Villa, you'll see plenty of Khajiit lights in the ceiling. Did a lot of those things. Let's head off here. Game's running off an SSD too, so the load times are all ESO's fault. I took out the blue lights because I had another idea for those to lighten up a part in the back of the cathedral. Arteum, the weather's always the same here, and it's always morning. I think it's always morning. There's no real sun, it's just these little things that light up. Head inside. Couple of dwarf lights there for golden light and the other effects like that. Those pews are all Alanor. Gotta do daily quests for those. That's a Redguard lamp and a big red crystal in the back. Can't even see what it is. Crimson Shard of Moonshadow. I think that was a quest reward. Chalice was from Antiquities. Yeah, put some candles on the altar and the other thing, too. Might want to move those off the edge, too. Then in the back, I guess, is the ruins of what's probably an ancient baptistry, or with something inspired by it. So what I did was I took those 2 Sigic light balls that I experimented with once, put them in these little empty fountain things over here. They look like materia from a Final Fantasy game. They light this area up with some blue that doesn't really fit with the gold theme elsewhere. Might even want to get these lanterns out. These little lanterns that are here, but I have them all over the place everywhere else. So I have them light up down there for some reason, but here we go. Those Khajiit lights in the ceiling could not be placed so precisely unless I was able to get up there and put them in place by being able to get close to that, as well as up top here, too. This is all the result of the Magic Carpet add-on, and that is from before the precision placement came out. So I think in order to get a good view on things, I don't have any over here, but everywhere everything comes together inside the cathedral, you have Khajiit lights, and occasionally something like that as well. All right. Until it's nighttime. When it's nighttime, we'll put the torch sconces up and get some of that going. You do have some characters you can do dailies with, but the big the dailies I need would be Elsewhere and Somerset. Get some of those done. You could also do some Leowin. Actually, there's a chance to get Leowin recipes from Leowin dailies, so maybe we should check out the new Leowin delves and stuff like that while we're at it. Let's see. Let's go this way. That's the way into the chapel again. That's the way into the chapel. Let's go through the hallway in the bottom instead. Let's see. Did set up this guy, did set up the, yeah, see some splashing there because it wasn't too much of a rush. Can't get the illusion totally right. But it'd be cool if I get those lanterns, put them in these alcoves instead. But common lanterns are green item. Very easy to make. Easy to get the materials for them, too. Head upstairs. And by upstairs, I mean upstairs. So we head up here. Khajiit lights in the ceiling. Master bedroom. Desk. Desk with books and stuff. Brought up a bookshelf. You can get copies of in-game books from the Mages Guild once you complete various parts of the main quest. So some life over here. Similar to what I had in the Daggerfall Overlook, where my guy has a desk with a bookshelf nearby. Alright. Where exactly... Hold on. Where exactly do we want to put the... Well, the thing with the torches, we don't want to put them anywhere near the more modern-looking lights. So the torches will probably go outside or somewhere down closer to everything else. Actually, if I don't have... I have 27 orc platforms. Yeah. I have 27 orc platforms, so I could just place those. Or I could link them all together into a giant service ramp and then run up the ramp. Maybe those platforms will be useful after all. Because if I can't get the magic carpet mod working anytime soon, we could just place a bunch of orc platforms, just run up them or something. Then just collect them all. Whoa, see down through the battlements. Is the sun going down yet? We'll come back to that. Plenty more things to do here. So yeah, our essential services are set up in the castle. Very kind of homely and things like that with how it looks. Want to get some more of those banners to put on the outside of the castle. Even though I'm probably moving those other things out. So they put some on that tower over there, and put some going around that round tower there. Also added some up top. There's going to be plenty of Daggerfall Covenant banners. People that play the other two factions in PvP will have an issue with that, but oh well. Let's head out and let's go do some stuff. See if we can get some Leyawiin drop boxes for the Leyawiin dailies. So I haven't actually done the delves yet. There's also, of course, things we can do in Skyrim and other stuff as well. All of this in the name of getting more stuff to craft with. I also want to create an exit sign to put around here, so I know that over here is the right turn to get out of here. Let's head out. Let's see what we have for Leyawiin dailies. I also never unlocked the dailies for Southern Elsewhere either, because I never did enough of the story to build the Dragon Guard Sanctuary. Fix that up. In the meantime, let's enjoy the nice graphics. Bastion. Your turn. Alright, he's in tank mode.
What did I miss?
Not gonna need that. He's in tank mode, not gonna need that too much. There's at least one fight on the way to the Way Shrine. There it is. So, let's see here. So there's where we pick up the main quest. Let's go check Leyawiin for dailies. There's got to be something in here. There'll be blue arrows and when I'm close, just like the other times. Getting really dry in here. The humidity broke now that the flood thing is over. That's the crafting dailies. Let's get those over with for even more materials. $18,000 pieces of wood at max level. We could also decon some stuff too. See if I have to cook anything. Nope. Because I make multiple servings of everything and just carry it around and give people leftovers. Jewelry crafting. The fun part about these new crafting hubs is they've been put in sideways. Or they've been put in so that you just do a big loop around them. The one in Somerset worked incredibly well. The one in Somerset worked really well. And the ones afterwards weren't so popular, so now it's back to this design for this kind of stuff. Let's see. Enchantments, that's going to be automatic. We might have to make something for the alchemy daily. Why are these people injured? Ha! There we go. Don't need it. All right, let's go turn these in. Fighters Guild. So there's the two regular dailies. Where's the turn-ins for the crafting ones? We'll go see what we have for world bosses and delves. There's a chance to get the recipe. That's probably why everyone's grinding these things. There's a chance to get the recipe, which you can then sell if you're in a trading guild. I don't think I am right now. I think I'd have to join one. Let's head back to the crafting area. Head over to the crafting area and let's see. Talk to this carpenter.
Well, to be honest, I prefer whittling keepsakes and furnishings. But weapons of war have a certain beauty too, I suppose. Come, show me your passion.
Repair the armor, even though you're a carpenter and I'm wearing metal plate mail. Looks pretty decent. There's no recipes or treasure maps, though. Just 15,000 gold, which you can put in the bank. We don't need to carry 15 grand. Let's use it. Let's have a single gold piece.
How can I help you?
There's nothing to add to this. I was picking up treasure maps and other stuff. We can put the writ in there. Those are real easy to finish, too. Get some stuff to get more crafting stations and whatnot. All right, let's go out of town with a single gold piece, because it won't stay that way for long. If I need money, I can just go in and the other stuff. Whoa. Tiberius Kane. There's a nice name for an Imperial. We could have some fun here. It's raining real bad in the Midwest. We had our first ever...
Can you write legibly in the face of danger? Want to get paid for it? Come speak with me.
Want to prove yourself?
Yeah, we had our first ever flash flood emergency in the state of Connecticut. So, lots of flooding.
Ah, hello, adventurer. I have need of someone with your kind of mettle. It's dangerous work, but there is a reward if you're so inclined. What do you say? Have you heard of Brittia Palinix? She's a brilliant local poet who is always looking for new sources of inspiration. Apparently, she has heard rumors of a strange Daedric ruin that could be a potential source of material for her.
Is this the delve or is this the world boss?
The ruins are likely dangerous, and I understand she is not much of a fighter. She asks that someone venture inside for her and take notes on what they observe. Nothing exhaustive, just a brief account. I'll mark the ruin on your map for you.
We need the water, but really hot over here. We don't need the rain. That's why everything flooded. It was more rain we didn't need.
I look forward to your safe return. Please speak to me as soon as you complete your task.
This looks like the delve quest, and this one's gonna be the world boss.
We only employ those who know what they're doing in a fight. Do you think you have what it takes? There's a fight. Have you heard of the Sulzon? They're a hostile Argonian tribe led by chaos-worshipping cultists. They kidnap people for sacrificial rituals. A dangerous new band of Sulzon ritualists recently established a camp north of the road to Gideon. We want to put a stop to that, as you might expect. I need someone to wipe out this camp of Sulzon ritualists and save the captives they're holding before the Sulzon sacrifice them. You've got what you need to get going. The sooner started, the sooner done.
Set out. One single gold piece. I don't think I've ever done that. I think I've ever done that before. Like penny for your thoughts or something. Which one of these is the delve? Is that? It's probably going to be blacked out because I haven't gone to these delves yet. Except for that one in the corner. Oh no, we got to speak to somebody first. Which one of these is lit? Or maybe he's just telling me to do this to get out of town. Yeah, that's right. That's not good. Why is there nothing lighting up on the map? So down here is a search for the Lossy. Head up north. There's another way shrine up here we can use anyways. There's the arena. That's the world boss. So that's what the world boss thing is. The delve is where? We're just looking at it. Down here. We have to go into
We're off. Don't worry about me. I can keep up. Here's Alosi's hut. She may not be home, but let's check just in case. It doesn't look like she's home. Let's see if we can figure out where she went. Nowhere to be seen. But all her belongings look like she was just here. You know, a less confident Argonian might start to take this personally. Not off the top of my head, but she can't be too far. It looks like she was just preparing a meal here, so perhaps she went looking for herbs? Let's search.
problem with this Adam is I never when the
Alosi,
dialogue's done.
We weren't doing anything.
You bring a stranger into my home, Noozle? An outsider entering my home unbidden seeks death. You only live because the annoying blacksmith who joins you is familiar to me. But this pause is a temporary state. Speak then. What is so urgent that you would break into my home? Distressing news. It seems my great fear has come to pass. Where then is Satul Sa? She would never leave the villages undefended. Even once we decided our time was at an end, she insisted on staying. Dead? Satul Sa? She was the smartest and wisest of us all. This is impossible. And yet, since Noozle brought you, it must be true. The consequences of my selfish choice meant the death of my dear friend. Such a bitter lesson. You shall have my aid, if you perform a simple task. When I retired, I buried my blades deep in the ground. Go north to the ruins, retrieve them for me so that I may avenge Satul Sa. Be warned, as I made certain they are well protected. My daggers represented a life I thought I left behind. If you are serious about my help, find them, bring them back, and I will become the Sudden Gust once more.
Retired assassin. Interesting. So the ruins are up there. I thought this would be a delve quest. Everywhere else, the non-world boss thing is a delve. I was wondering why there were extra breadcrumbs.
I'll follow right along behind you.
Does that guy replace the companion? Because I want to level up the companions too. No, actually.
Rested and ready for anything.
Good. Let's take out this guy.
Let's be here.
Courage brings victory.
It probably helps if you maintain a food buff instead of having 12,000 of your other stat that you don't use. This is it? You don't even have to go into a delve?
Well, a cache of daggers in the ruins. They must be Elosi's.
So, you have skills. Even if you did let me sneak up on you. Let's speak. Your test is complete, and with barely a scale out of place. Impressive. Do you like my blades? The hilt is Kaguti bone, and Mirta himself enchanted them. Back when I could tolerate the withered toad. Of course I will. I was always going to. But I needed to see if you could fight by my side. Also, I wanted to finish my meal. I will meet you in the village center, unless you need something more from me. I see. You wish to bring us all back together. Well, a promise was made, and I will keep it. Go southeast to find the dingy hovel where Mirta resides. Look beneath the dirt and rock, and you'll find him. Just don't tell him I sent you.
How is this a daily quest? It's way too involved. It's way too involved. Previously, you just went to a delve and collected a few things.
If you're courageous enough, all things are possible.
That should come in handy.
See, almost sundown in here. Cultists.
Attack! Spread out!
I had heard that Mirta retreated to a cavern for solitude and study. Let's look near there and see if we can find any clues.
As we came out to this pyramid for nothing.
I'd heard that Mirta retreated to a cavern for solitude.
Repeat.
And study. Let's look. I had heard that Mirta retreated to a cavern.
I need to
for
get away from
solitude
this pyramid.
and study.
That might
Let's
be useful.
look near there and see if we can find any clues.
Definitely more involved as a daily. I don't. Is it a daily though? Usually someone else doing the quest will come sprinting by you.
Like nothing I've seen. Perhaps more in the ruins. Do these runes have the same derivation? Maybe if I replace... Wait. What? Who are you? Why are you interrupting me? Leave here immediately! Oh, you brought that dusty blacksmith from the village? You must need something.
Sounded a bit like Devin Nash could have done the voice for this guy.
That sounds like a whole bunch of not my business. Can't you see I am busy with my studies here? I don't have time to involve myself in the toils of others. Satu Sa brought this on herself. Had she any sense of reason, she'd be alive. Was I not clear? Have Nixads stolen my tongue? I said, be gone!
Whatever their troubles are, I'm sure it looks much worse to you than it really is. My work, however, could change history. Go! Ka! You're seeking help from that drunken lout? You'd be better off on your own than with him. But if it gets you out of my scales, you can find him on the southwest edge of the forest near the cliffside. I trust you'll be disappointed.
So far, only half successful. Let's go find Otumira's hut.
Well, if I'm going to waste my time coming down here, we'll get some ore out of the deal. We did have some points to take here. What can we put them in? Warfare. We were doing what with this again? So we hit 20 on that. 50-50 in here. Plus offensive pen. Nothing. Fitness. We were doing something in here. That's all 16. We don't need that. In here. That's full. That's a movement speed while bracing type thing. Wait, what? When you successfully block an attack, you have a 15% chance to restore health. Who thinks these things up? Tenacity. So what was I? Well, I guess we're doing the cost of sprint. That's what we're doing. All right. Reduce the cost of sprint. Everything that's red has to be placed manually in the bar up top, but the gold stars can be set up. What if we can get all the gold stars? Quite a bit of rubber banding around. Quite a bit of rubber banding around the landscape. This is the daily? No wonder nobody's out here doing them. They'd rather grind the dailies from previous expansions. Typical path of least resistance. Already versus doing dailies. This is doing crafting dailies. The only thing this could help with is a random chance with the rewards box to get one of the recipes. Where we can find it in a treasure box, though. Be funny if I got the Leo Indoor recipe. All of this driven by player housing. Nope.
You've got a knack for stumbling across those things.
Shortcoming of the mod.
Don't eat the plate, too. Just one more. Those frogs dancing. No knives. Have you shouted? Satulsa. No mud puddles for you, sir. Ah, Kayak.
No response. I suppose Myrtau was right. This is the worst I have ever seen Otumira get. Maybe this briar that grows out this way might help. The seed is inedible and it smells awful, especially to Argonians. If we get a couple of those, the smell will overwhelm him and wake him up. If anything is going to work, that will. I seem to remember a field of waking seeds grows to the east of here. Gather a handful, then come back. I will keep an eye on this hero of legends in the meantime.
If anybody ever wants Leoin stuff, it's going to be really hard to get when you have dailies with like 7 or 8 steps to them. Yeah, again, if we do the daily in Somerset, it's not like this at all. Go get these, go get these, go get these. One more. Where was the arrow for that? I thought I had it on screen.
Right behind you, partner.
There it is.
This is a great area for harvesting. That's it, partner. Give them everything you've got. Let's ride.
You're back. There's, no change here. Archaic! I can already smell them on you. Do not even need to ask. Put them right up to Otumira's nose. Let him get a big old whiff. Hopefully that's... Well, the only plan I have next is gathering more seeds and shoving them right up his snout. He does not have a choice. Our village needs his help.
That is awful. Oh, what? Who are you? Oh, what horrific stench of dead mules and fried dung have you thrust upon me? All I wish is a gentle slumber under the open skies and upon the mud. Does not a retired fighter for peace deserve such rest? Speak, brigand! No, my greatest friend, and I hoped one day my mate, if she would ever agree. Dead? How can I bear such enormous tragedy as this? Lay the facts onto the stone, stranger. Who has earned my unyielding, roiling anger? A battle against murderers and thieves. These are the types of trials I live for, or at least I used to. I imagine you and the blacksmith wish to join my struggle for freedom and revenge. Join me. I must celebrate, my friend, and test your mettle. Join me inside. We will see what you're made of.
It's like, what, step 6 or 7 in what's supposed to be a daily quest?
Hello, what's this?
Wonder why nobody's doing the Leo-in dailies. Everywhere else you go somewhere and you get 3 or 4 people sprinting past you because they're grinding these things.
Calm after the storm. We must pick up the pieces and continue, despite all the things we lost.
All right, my newest friend. By joining me, you choose to engage in the challenge of my choice. Only through completing this test of your endurance and stamina shall I know your worth as a warrior. Do you believe yourself prepared? Oh, yes. I can sense that raging fire in your stout heart. I suspect you have slain many a foe in your travels. But if we are to go into battle together, I must put a fire in your belly as well. And so, we're going to do a drinking contest.
This is getting more interesting.
What else? Show me that you hold the same strong will that makes for the greatest of warriors. Oh, chum, we shall see if you can withstand the greatest of Argonian ales and wines. Plus, this should help numb the rodents gnawing in my head. The drinks are in front of me. You may choose what we drink. Be warned, mixing Argonian spirits can fell the stoutest outsider. If you do not believe yourself up to the task, you may leave now. I will call you many rude names as you flee, though. Now choose a drink and get started.
All right, I'll give this a try. For the village, right?
It's not a large little humble find. Find the perfect drink. Perfectly lit my spy years. See.
I don't.
This is a moonshine
feel
Argonian.
So good.
See. Red absinthe before gold root wine. It's essential selling first. So eat something, red absinthe, and then gold root wine. Otherwise, you throw up. Something, absinthe, wine, etc. Eat it rather than drink it. Alright. Eat something, then absinthe, then wine. Where's some berries? 40 drinks can't put me down.
I like campfires. They attract interesting people.
So that's just it for this set. Red drink, green drink, blue drink, gold drink. What were those berries colored? I guess the ones that he thought he could drink them instead of eating them. Honey mead. So that's probably the no. Honey mead is green. Etc. Wild berries. All right. Hope this isn't. The red is probably the wine. Green is the mead. Gold is the other thing. So I'm thinking blue.
Ah, good start. But let's see how you do with even more.
Red.
Bitter, isn't it? I make that myself from whatever I find around the hut.
Gold.
Ha! Oh, I thought you'd fall to the ground like good noozle after that one. One more!
And the green one.
The final one, and still you stand. A will made of true iron you must have. Come, let's speak.
So that's it? Well, that's because I paid attention when I read the thing. I didn't guess.
Strength, such power, such a stomach. I did not know they made outsiders who could stand against the might of Argonian ale. Would you like to continue? Not as part of the test, just for a wonderful time. Of course, I was always going to. This test was just to see if I would allow you to join me, or cut you down for waking me up. But you passed. Let us link arms and bring the fight to those who slew my dear Satulsa. 2 of the 3? Let me guess. Myrta refused.
Let me guess. We're going back to talk to him again, which is what? Step 8 in this daily quest? What are we up to? I lost count.
Do not be fooled. He has a good soul, but his mood is as legendary as my strength. Here, take my banner and place it on the cliff above my hut. He won't be able to stand knowing I'm going into a fight that he isn't. So don't worry. He'll be there. Have no fear for the blacksmith. Some waking seeds shall fix him up.
This should be interesting. Go above the house and place the banner so that the grumpy guy doesn't... Well, where do we go for that? Oh, up on the hill.
Even an old sack might have treasure inside.
That's 2 heavy sacks on the quest. Maybe that's part of the issue here. All right.
Find anything?
And return to the village. It's not something where I've completed the quest, though. Did I accidentally take a quest? This might be a quest. It's not... We'll have to check where the daily's supposed to be. Hold on a second. This is looking more like an area quest. Beauty amid danger. Yeah, this is the repeatable. The Rising Winds is not. That's why it seems like a really long daily, because what we're looking for is actually there. That's the delve. So we're actually making progress in the side quests. Okay, yeah, I thought so.
Always ready to help.
So yeah, the reward will be big. Yeah, the reward is going to be big because this is actually a side quest for the storyline here. Hey, well, let's finish it. We've gotten this far. So the rising winds. Switch back to that.
It is good to see you. At least I think that is you.
Kind of interesting.
Ale visions again.
This is modded,
Anyway,
so that's why you have the better-looking dialogue.
Winds have reunited, ready for battle. Because you convinced them. Well, 2 of them, at least. Well, as Otumira carried me back to the village, we started discussing you. And how strong, courageous, and wise you are. And attractive, too. Did I mention that?
What?
We hoped you might join their assault on the ruins, help drive out Nazosa and his dry-scaled thugs. There needs to be a 4th wind. That's what the legend tells us. If you join them with this, they cannot fail. Plus, I will pay you more. Lead the charge when you are ready, outsider. The winds will be at your back.
Once again, I fight by your side, Otumira. My scales have itched for this moment.
Well, they skipped all their dialogue.
Sing their horrible song, Elosi. I delight in the tune.
Haste our steel!
You just go running in more, fighting the guys on the outside. Alright, so anyways, Keith, let's do this.
We are under attack! Those dumb villagers think they can take us! Hold the line, you cowards, and protect those weapons!
Well, this is part of what I need to advance the story anyways. Remember I was talking about how I wasn't doing enough playing the game? Well, we sure fixed that in a hurry. They're doing player housing the last several days. Well, since we don't really need a tank for this stuff.
Is there something I can do?
Swap weapons for this guy. Two-handed sword. Swap out the skill for the two-handed sword thing. Give him staggering swing. Go back to this and set this to... Have him throw shields on everything because he's a dragon knight. These pyramids are always mazes. Darn it, Argonians.
Ah, my friend! Up here! I have need of you!
Can I keep running up the stairs and make him keep saying that? Like we did earlier? Nah, I guess not. This one's okay.
Oh, I can feel the power surging in me once again. Such a battle! Do you think you can help me with this thing? In my youth, I could topple 3 such pillars with a swift kick, but all things age, even me. Why does anyone want to push anything over? To smash stuff, of course. You outsiders ask such ridiculous questions. I want the catapults below in splinters. So yes, I can push this most of the way. I just need your extra shove to finish the task. Oh, I was hatched ready, you hilarious Deekbiko. Here we go!
What kind of Argonian insults? Interesting. Heave-ho! That's it?
A crushing like none other! Now hurry, seek out Nazosa.
That was underwhelming. One little shove, he does the rest, and that all falls over. No hidden treasure chests up there or anything, right?
Outsider, over here, quickly. Look, up above us. Prisoners from the village kept for sick entertainment. How many of them are thought dead, never to return home? I can release them, but I'll need your help. You see those pulleys up there? They control the cell doors. I can cut them, but someone needs to open the grate in front of them. Under the southwest tree, you'll find a crank. Turning it will open the grate. Then, I can free them. Don't worry. This I can manage. Just open the grate for me so I can work. Once you turn the crank, I can reach the other, and the cell should unlock.
That's it? They couldn't even turn it sideways for some animation?
Free. I never thought to see the day. Thank you.
That is, again, underwhelming. Maybe this quest ran out of time when they were trying to develop it.
Continue the fight. Remove these pests from our home.
Ken Grant is a Magicka guy. Crazy.
Victory is cruel. Defeat is worse.
I think this is a player house pattern after one of these Argonian pyramids. Forgot which one, though.
Finally, you show. Boss, I have need of you.
Hey, grumpy guy. Now what do you need?
Perhaps you are surprised to see me here ahead of you? Mirta has many secret abilities that baffle the unlearned. But you reached this far on your own, so I am impressed. I would ask your assistance in my attempts to clean out our guests. Oh, please. You knew I would show the moment you placed that banner. Did you really think I'd let Otumi Ra revel in all the glory by himself? Rubbish. He knows that he's useless without me here. I think I know how Nazosa killed Satul Sa. Do you see these weapons? Some mammal liquor enchanted them. With these, a handful of limp fins could fell the strongest of warriors. This is how they killed Satul Sa, and mean to kill the other winds. We destroy them, of course, but I need the binding word for the enchantment. I refuse to leave these weapons alone, so you need to retrieve it. There's a library of sorts just to the east. Search through the books in there, and you should find it. Look for a scroll that was recently manhandled by brutes.
Whoops! That's right, there's actually traps in this game. Alright.
There's always something new to learn.
Can't read any of that other stuff? What about stuff on the wall? Wait, what? Ogma. Why? Yeah, I was wondering why something would be named after a neutral deity in Dungeons and Dragons. Thought that would be tied in maybe with the Daedric book guy. Yeah, watch the flamethrowers built into the walls.
I should have come down here more often when I lived in the village. These tomes are out of date, certainly, but an interesting history. Well, I suppose we're in a battle and shouldn't delay. Did you find the binding word? Ah, astute. There is hope for you yet. I'll make sure these weapons trouble us no more. Now we can land the final blow, and the warlord won't have a counter. Remove his symbol of authority. Walk into his chambers and pull down his banners. That way, his troops will know he is broken. If they don't outright turn on themselves, they'll likely steal what they can and flee. Hired hands are fickle. Now then, let me see what I can do with these.
He's a grumpy old wizard, that's why. Not that Argonians are missing any spellcasting ability, that's for sure. Jump over the pressure plate. Let's see, the AI is smart enough not to run over the pressure plates. Can a ranged weapon activate them? Ah, it's not like Skyrim. There you go. Just put a rotisserie chicken in there. How often can you set these off? Oh, this is nerfed. Really? Oh. Alright, enough tempting fate. Now, let's see those things. There we go. Trying to get him stuck in those.
Think you can... We took everything else. Time to take your lives!
Destroy the banner. It's interesting. I thought this was a daily. I was like, this is awfully involved for a daily quest. It wasn't. It's the regional quest, and I was working on regional quests before I started working on this stuff.
The banner burns! Warlord Nazosa has fallen! Scatter! Everyone for themselves! Grab what you can!
You just ride off of this thing? Yeah, of course. I think.
I'm not afraid of you.
You know, it'd be fun. A monk character in this game, but I don't know how I'd make that work. You technically can fight unarmed, but it doesn't really do anything for you. Kind of a lost opportunity in this game in Skyrim.
Now you're just showing off.
They did it! The bandits flee!
Huzzah!
The village belongs to us again. Sing for the winds.
Sun, bless the winds. They freed us.
Here you stand, the stranger who drifted through the mud to save us. And to think, I assumed you were a crow come to pick our bones. We can live in peace once again, and the legend of the winds will continue. Who can ever guess the wind's direction? But I choose to believe so. We reminded them of their strength when they worked together. I suppose you came for the promised reward. From my claws to my tail, I say this in earnest. You deserve this. I do not think we will have much trouble rebuilding. Plenty of supplies in the marsh. And of course, we have the best blacksmith who ever wallowed to craft our tools. My spine feels electric from all this hope. Not quite used to it.
All right, let's do the real daily quest.
Let's hit the trail.
Can't believe I thought that was a daily. So what happens when you leave quests sitting around that you didn't get around to? Or breadcrumbs you never finished. Alright. Out of the stone waste, which I think was where I was going anyways. This is the... That's the delve we're looking for. And this is the closest way shrine to it. Well, that's why I have the 30% speed buff from PvP. Just go this way then. Where is the road? It's nighttime, so we can go put the torches up in the castle. Hope it's still nighttime by the time we're done with this daily delve. Not gonna bother with the world boss. If you don't have a group of people, they'll take forever to solo. Or we can have some fun in Oblivion. Never finished a part of Oblivion before. Let's see what this is about in this game.
Sheath your weapons. The battle is won.
As soon as combat drops. To the Deadlands! Blood of Oblivion boils forevermore.
The very air of this realm will destroy you!
There's actually people here.
Come and take us!
That floating eye thing is a scenery. Too bad you can't see Mehrunes Dagon anywhere in here. Unless I haven't been to that part yet. It's supposed to be a public dungeon where it's a couple islands each run.
You won't last much longer.
That blue dome is a dome of silence. That means stay at range. Necromancer. So Paladin and Necromancer teaming up. That's definitely different. This is the boss. And nobody is spec tank. Whoops. Ground Shaker. There must be some kind of debuff or something. Okay, there's a tank. But she doesn't have enough health to be a tank. Interrupt him! Is he There we go. Raise his companion. Still in tank mode. Whoops. Got him. I A companion's helmet, so an upgrade for heavy armor.
Can I help you with something?
Yeah. Be nice not to get flattened every other fight. Yep. But it's medium armor. That's why. Helmets, yeah, it's helm for heavy armor. Alright, so that was the public dungeon boss. So what's at the ends of these things? Alright, we're toughening up. No, I'm trying to level medium armor, but this is a little too, we need a tank. Two-handed Shaka tank. Go. $23,000, $22,000. Well, what armor is equipped? Two-handed Shaka tank. Fortified brass. My stuff's all messed up. Probably because...
Just die already!
Probably because I set everything on the other logon. And the add-on settings are, yeah. Activate Shaka tank, the regular one. There we go. Now we got a one-hander. I didn't finish setting this up on the other logon.
Got it!
Because of the current bug with the game, I have to copy over my ESO folder from one logon to the other. I don't know if full clearing really gives us anything, but we did take out a public dungeon boss already, so. Here we go, a boss!
Good.
Alright, where'd he disappear to? Oh, we took him out! That was easy. Probably because half the companions didn't die and we've got more players. So just like in Oblivion, there's buildings you go inside. Well, let's see what we've got. We could also send him over to Resto staff and have him do more healing. 24, 23. Wearing all the wrong armor. But no, actually wearing all the right armor, just not having enough resistance. Why is there not enough resistance, though? Because I'm wearing all medium armor, I didn't switch out to heavy. That's why. Fortified brass helm not found. I gotta copy everything over in order for this to work. So I'm not even equipped with proper heavy armor. Am I carrying any heavy armor? Or did I put it all in the bank? I got it. Plenty of it. Medium armor, Shakadin. Let's do Shakadin, which will take me back to heavy armor, and then go tank to put the tank stuff on. Not still wearing medium armor, am I? Alright, Kagranax Hope with a fortified brass cuirass should work a little better.
I'm almost impressed.
Let's not take any chances with this one.
He's invincible. We gotta take out something else in order to make him vulnerable. Where's all the little mobs? Alright, now we can get him. Some actual,
We were summoned to serve, so we shall. Come on, then! We fight!
I take out a little lesser Daedra.
Warrior stands ready to fight for the prince.
Is that the Sigil Stone? Defender of the Plane. Leave the Deadlands. Oh, so it is. Yep. That's it. You destroy the Sigil Stone. Is there treasure over at that gold spot? Probably. It's a public dungeon. A Stormhaven Daedric Tarot cards. A wall painting.
Let's keep
more
our
stuff
eyes
to put in the
open for a
castle
tavern
then.
where we can spend that.
So it's not like in Oblivion where you just get teleported out. Nice. Finally, some real Oblivion presence in this game, similar to the single-player version of it. A few stragglers. So we know the settings are frozen because of the glitch in the game. So that means if I copy over the add-on settings, I just have to do a reload UI. Let's do that. Let me copy over my ESO folder and see how much of it'll go over in one shot, and whether I'll get the right settings for Alpha Gear when I just do that. Documents, Elder Scrolls Online. Let's do a full copy-paste over to the Streamlogon's ESO folder. It's SSD to SSD, so it shouldn't take very long. And then we'll do a copying. Stop. It just started. No, I want. No. I want just the Elder Scrolls folder, not everything else. Now I gotta fix everything later. Much faster. There we go. Only 3 gigs. Shoom. Now it's picking up some speed with the transfer. I don't think it's going to be able to copy everything. But considering this game is 240 megs a second, that's faster than the mechanical drive. There we go. Now we should theoretically be able to do a reload UI and have the add-on work. Because this thing's able to take hot swap add-ons. Well, I managed to freeze it. Wait for the program to respond. See if that gets it. Almost took down the game there. Starting to wander towards the tech videos of this kind of stuff. Okay, so for this, I should be able to... Now it's working right. So medium armor swaps out medium armor two-handed, puts all the tank gear on, and puts me at Kagranax. I must not have gotten that working right then. I'm missing a lot of stuff. Fort Brass, Pauldron. Nah, I probably got to copy some things over earlier. I gotta copy some things over later. So let's keep leveling the medium armor, because that still works. I think the issue is the settings for alpha gear, and they're frozen at what they were at before. So I'd have to do a full copy of the Elder Scrolls thing in order to get them over. Alright, we're not gonna have to worry about harder quests like that anymore. We'll just keep leveling the medium armor, since that's the Johnny-come-lately here. That was cool. Nice little iteration of Oblivion. Look at the two moons of Tamriel as we head on out to the Delve quest. Finally, this is what I wanted to do. Now, where's the path that we're supposed to go off to get to this thing? Probably after these ruins. Let's see. Cross here? No, it's over here somewhere. Yeah, I'm gonna have to compare the add-on settings. Probably just do a carte blanche copy of the Elder Scrolls folder from the other logon. Or I could restart the game. That would probably fix it. There's some stuff that's loaded on start that's not loaded when you replace the files in real time like that. Alright. Argonian Cave. Where's the entrance? Doom Vault. Why are we stuck in combat? There we go. Oh yeah, this little Daedric thing over here. Not gonna bother with the internal quest in the Delve. Let's just go into this thing.
Wayfarer.
Nope, I've sat through enough dialogue tonight. Oh yeah, this is why Oblivion got an M rating.
No remorse!
Beat up a bunch of Dremora. According to this, though, I'm going the wrong way. Probably because I'm on the wrong quest. Where's the repeatable? Now it's right. What took me back to the main quest, actually. It's like Oblivion HD with the way with the aesthetic here.
Oblivion, take you!
Spiderkin, huh? Mephalah's involved.
That's over with, I suppose.
Spider Daedra. Well, the Delve certainly has some character to it, versus the rather generic dungeons of Somerset. Alright, we gotta take notes above somewhere.
Day will be ours!
Did I ever upgrade that to... Yeah, I upgraded it all to... Yeah, I upgraded it all to Legendary. It's the other characters experimenting with medium armor that still have them in purples. Sky Shard. Let's get that. Medium armor to 46. Isn't that enough to take the remaining skill point in agility? Yes. So 10% spell damage bonus and 10% weapon damage bonus because medium armor is now the hybrid armor. Now, how do we get up there to get that thing? Obviously not by running off into the lava. Must be a way up there. Then again, this place is pretty much a maze. Whoops.
Let's go!
Oh, good to block an exploding flame atronach. Drop this. Oh, look, a Templar with a spammable. Yeah, the spear skill. That skill is very popular in PvP as well. All right, let's join the sprinting spree. Where are we supposed to take the notes? Here? There's that. I think some of these Daedric lights might be furnishings you can set up in your house. Just can't remember which ones. We'll not bother with the Sky Shard. We'll come back for that later. We've lost enough time because of all the other stuff that's gone on here. The boss is in here. There we go.
Your blood shall feed the razor! What's that?
You're never content to rest on your laurels. I admire that.
Last thing to take notes on is right around this corner. I don't know, I think the Daily Delve is a little more involved than elsewhere. There we go. We could theoretically leave this. There's the big sigil stone that runs everything. We can actually just go back to the inn from here. Which one of these was... Pilgrim's Rest. I don't think we've set everything up in here yet for... Oh, brother. Always gotta ruin something, huh?
That's it. Are you hurt?
Try number 2. Well, delves are more interesting. They used to be just caves and stuff. No, there's nothing here. No desks or anything set up yet. Could take that lantern and take it to the castle. Put regular stuff in here. Yeah, why don't we do that, actually? That's a furnishing we could probably make better use of in the castle than the inn room. We'll come in here with some regular furniture. Set up an office for the 2 service NPCs. Yeah, take that. We don't need that there. We'll come back and set some stuff up later. Alright, let's turn in this delve thing. See if we get anything interesting in the drop box. then head off to the castle and set those sconces in place. It's nighttime now, so it should work. I think it was more fun placing stuff in the castle, though. Less generic gameplay. It's one of the challenges with stuff like this. So here's the Chapel of Zenithar. This is what the chapel in the Pantherfang Castle is inspired by. It's one of the problems you run into with these games is how do you just not have like a Let's Play in disguise? Yep. There we go. How do you not have a Let's Play in disguise with these kinds of things? One of the weaknesses of streaming. Until you'll see people playing these games, they're doing PvP or they're doing something else. Something that they themselves are going for independently in the game.
Right behind you, partner.
Alright, let's turn this in.
I hope to see you again soon, and here you are. I assume you completed your task successfully? I am glad you made it back in one piece. It would be a shame to die for a poem that is not even written yet. Here is your payment. Your efforts are appreciated. I apologize. I do not have anything new for you. I will speak to my friends around Leowin and have more work for you soon. I promise.
Alright. Any recipes? Probably not. No, of course not. What's his Deadlands Assassin? Stamina set. It gives fan of knives to people doing melee damage with stamina. Alright, let's put up the torch sconces while it's still nighttime. Pantherfang Chapel. There's some areas that are a little too dark at night. We gotta fix that with the extra sconces from the Daggerfall Overlook, which aren't needed anymore because they were used in the crafting area, which has now been moved over here. Let's fix this up and finish this up. Right, so we come in here. I think what's too dark, the sun's coming up. Nuts. I think what's too dark is right over here. So you come in and it's just a little bit too dark over here. How can we get those, how can we get the sconces up so they don't look too stupid? There we go. We just need this to line up with the wall. Put them on the arch, maybe. Is that even set correctly? Yeah, there's two of them there. Let's get them set up right. Make sure they're not floating. This one is. 3 and 4. Set it into the wall like that. Let's see. Bring them down a little too. Bring this one down. Match it up with that one. All right, so that's lit up a bit. Some other areas that are too dark, what would they be? Right outside the door could use a little bit more light. The chapel could use a bit more light too. How about inside? You know, this was lit up, but over by the boat dock, how did that look? Yeah, so we got that set up correctly. Yeah, I think it would be upstairs. Use those sconces there. Also, yeah, the outside of the castle proper could use some work too. Especially if you have an odd number, put one down there. So there's this. We could also move those up. But I think what we could do... We only have 2 of those left. So let's do this. How many of those can we make now that we've completed the dailies? That's the thing, though. Doing a lot of crafting dailies, so I probably have more materials for those kinds of things. It's almost sunrise, though. Alright. Precision edit. Bring that up to 5. Let's go into here. No sense getting ripped off. No sense getting ripped off by overpriced furnishings I don't have the plans for yet. Decon and refine all the materials. Let's see how many of those we can make. So I know upstairs and outside is still a bit of a problem too. Diagrams. Turn off the quests. Breton's what are we short on? Honing stones. Da-da-da. We're short on honing stones. So we need stones to make greens with. Alright, so we're short on that. Could always go back to the other castle, just take them all. Back to the crafting dailies then. That's one of the problems with furnishing stuff in this game. It takes the same materials as making gear, and it takes more of them. So you might as well have a bunch of alts grinding the crafting dailies while listening to podcasts or checking out streams and things along those lines. But in terms of what's next, I think upstairs would probably be a good spot. So we want to put lanterns in these little alcoves and put those little figurines in there. When we come upstairs, there's a bit of a problem with light outside here, too. Yeah, a little too dark. This is more noticeable at night now that it's sunrise. Yep, there we go. Put some of that up here, then put some more banners on the sides of the castle. Do some PvP and I can unlock the large banners. But as it stands, well, this is why you play a healer. Actually, no. F5. Teleport to entrance. So we just did dailies, and we've done other stuff. That's the wrong way. Just did dailies, did some other stuff, and accidentally did a side quest in this game. Just trying to get crafting materials to do more stuff like this. It's just... You start getting recipes, have your main be the master crafter, because you'll have way too many skill points later in the game. Then you can start working on stuff like this. Needs more lighting, especially on the upper level. We'll get to work on that. Grind that out off stream, and then show off the results later. In the meantime, off to the throne room. There. To get more of those torch things is going to require a lot of Somerset dailies. Matter of fact, every expansion's dailies gives me materials to make stuff with. That's something we could do with that. Let's see something here. Twitch.tv. So YouTube doesn't have a raids feature, but you can still post links. So we'll do a cross-platform raid. Not as much of a thing. Not as much of a thing, but hey, it's a YouTube thing as well. Want to thank folks for stopping by today. And stuff like that. In the meantime, we'll just pop this in the chat here. There we go. Vindalia is still live over on the Twitch side of things, doing crate openings and other stuff. And she's more chill than I am. If you need to relax after a long stream like this, she's the person to say hello to for that sort of thing. Bam! There's the link. Cross-platform raids. Tell them Jay sent you. And in the meantime, I'm going to keep working on this castle. Because player housing makes you want to do stuff in this game. And we'll also fix the other issues with the game and with OBS to do even better next time. Speaking of next time, till next time, this is MultimediaJay signing off. Thanks for stopping by.